Hey YouTube, this is Dtroy. Welcome back with another episode of Axis and Allies, the Garrison, coming back to you from the bunker here in Rochelle Park, New Jersey. All right, guys, I recently received a message from Hambone in regards to the rule set that we're using for our current YouTube Wars game. Okay, it had totally gone by me that I had never actually reviewed what the uh, victory conditions were for the game. I never actually, you guys are watching these videos, the YouTube wars, and have absolutely no idea how it is that the Allies or the Axis go about winning this game. Okay, I have mentioned to you previously, though, that in other videos in the YouTube wars series, that the Axis win the game when they achieve a total set number of 12 victory points by the end of round 8. So yes, the Axis, their mission, okay, and they win this game when they achieve 12 victory points, okay, by the end of round 8. Okay, the Allies, on the other hand, do not have to achieve any victory points whatsoever. They simply win the game by holding out and stopping or denying the Axis 12 victory points. Okay, so this is critical. Okay, so Hambone pointed out for me that that I needed, or that maybe I should, go into detail and explain to you guys how it is that the Axis then go about winning the game. Okay, now so needless to say, if you guys go to Sire Blood's channel, you will find, and I'm going to provide a link in the description box to this video. You'll see that there is one episode where Sire actually goes into great detail with a lot of specificity explaining the BBR. Now, the BBR is the acronym that I'm using as the Bloodbath rule set. Okay, the BBR is the acronym that I'm using, and I don't know if most likely Sire is actually using another name to refer, or another acronym to refer to his own rule set. Okay, but because I don't know otherwise, I am using the BBR. Okay, so the BBR consists of a number of victory points that have to be achieved by a set number of rounds. Okay, so now there are two types of victory points. Okay, there are the victory cities, which are your standard capitals that are throughout the entire, that can be found throughout the entire map. Okay, I believe there's a total of there's a total of 16 victory cities. If you can acquire at least 12 victory cities, you automatically, by default, win the game. Okay, not by default. You have to get to round 8. At the end of round 8, you get at least 12 victory cities, you have won the game. Okay, so you guys know full well that there comes a point in time in the game when it becomes very difficult to acquire additional victory cities. Okay, and for instance, in this game, you automatically start the game in control or in possession of 5 victory cities. They are Tokyo, Berlin, Rome, Warsaw, and Shanghai. Okay, those are automatic. So you're from the get-go, you start already owning 5 victory cities. Okay, there's an additional 3 that by round 2 or round 3 you should be in possession of if you are the Axis powers, and those are Philippines, Paris, and Hong Kong. Okay, so that would not automatically, I keep on saying that word, I don't know why, but by round 3 you should be in possession of at least 8 victory cities. Of course, that's 8 victory points out of 12 that you have to acquire. Okay, so now the remaining 8, which are Cairo, London, Moscow, Sydney, Stalingrad, Calcutta, Leningrad, and Honolulu, are much harder to achieve. Okay, and that's something to keep in mind. And of course, Sire recognized this, and that being the case, he then introduced the victory objectives. What are the victory objectives? Okay, basically the victory objectives are territories, okay, or a group of territories that you have to take from the Allies that would give you a, a one victory objective point. Okay, for instance, I'll give you an example. You have the European oil victory objective, which consists of the territories of Iraq, Persia, and Southwest Persia. If you acquire those three territories, that consists what makes up one victory objective. Okay, another victory objective. You have the Mediterranean. Let's say Mediterranean consists of no Allied territories, sea zones 95 through sea zones 99. Okay, so there could be no, if you are able to take the territories, let's say Malta, Cyprus, and take out, if the Allies have taken, let's say, Greece and Crete, if you take out the Allies from those territories, that's another victory objective. Okay, so what I'm going to do, though, to give you guys a better explanation, I'm actually going to go on the map and review the victory objectives and explain them to you guys in greater detail. You know, because I know the victory objectives can be a little bit confusing just by me verbally explaining. Maybe if I point my camera on the map, you guys will be able to better understand and what they are. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and show you what the victory objectives are on the board. All right, guys, let's review the victory objectives for the BBR, the Bloodbath rule set. Okay, so now let's first start with the European oil victory objective. Okay, so the Axis have to, in order to get the European oil, they would have to take over Iraq, Persia, and Eastern Persia. Okay, these three territories consist or make up the one victory objective of the that is known as or considered as European oil. Okay, let's go on to the Atlantic Wall. Okay, for this particular victory objective to be achieved, Germany has to place 4 infantry divisions in each of the following 4 territories, and they are Norway, Denmark, Holland and Belgium, and finally Normandy, Bordeaux. Okay, so these 4 territories, Germany by the end of round 8 would have to place a total of 4 infantry divisions. And trust me, it sounds easy, but it's easier said than done. Reason being that it's not only expensive, I believe it's 48 IPCs that would cost Germany to place and maintain those infantries until the end of round 8. But also logistically, it's very hard. It's not as easy as it sounds. Okay, so that's considered to be the Atlantic Wall, and that's one victory objective as well. Okay, let's go to the Mediterranean. Okay, the Mediterranean victory objective is actually a little bit easier, okay, to achieve, and that is no Allied territories, sea zones 95 through 99. So the Allies would have to be kicked out from Malta and Cyprus as well. And if by any chance, if the Allies would have taken Greece and Crete, then they would also have to be expelled from those territories. And that, of course, is known as the Mediterranean, which consists of no Allied territories. All right, the following victory objective are known as is known as resources. Okay, and of course, this victory objective is in Russia, and it consists of 3 territories. The Axis powers, okay, and for this to be achieved, I believe it has to be a combined effort between Japan and Germany, because the Axis powers would have to take the following territories: the Ukraine, okay, the Urals, and Siberia. These 3 territories would have to be taken from the Soviet Union, and these are known as resources. Okay, now let's go to the European oil I actually did European oil. Let's go to Pacific oil. Okay, Pacific oil consists of the following three territories. Okay, and they are Java, Celebes, and Sumatra. So let's start with Sumatra first here. Sumatra, followed by Java and Celebes. Okay, these three islands or island group are known as the Money Islands. Of course, Borneo are also considered to be part of the Money Islands, but they're not part of. Borneo is not part of Pacific oil. Only Sumatra, once again, Java, and Celebes. Okay, and that's an additional victory objective. All right, let's go to South Asia. Okay, South Asia victory objective consists of Burma, Shan State, Siam, French Indochina, and Malaya. Okay, this victory objective consists obviously of these 5 territories. Okay, now let's go to the next victory objective, and that is the victory objective of China. Okay, so the Axis would have to be in control of all of the Chinese territories, okay, including not only the ones that traditionally are considered Chinese, but also the ones that are initially controlled by the Japanese, which are Jeho, Shantung, Kiangsu, Kiangsi, and I'm forgetting the name. Guangxi. Oh, yeah, in Guangxi. All right. So all of these territories have to be in possession of the Axis powers, in particular Japan here, for it to be considered part of the Chinese victory objective. All right, let's go over to the Horn of Africa. The Horn of Africa consists of 5 territories that have to be taken as well by the Axis powers, and they are Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, Kenya, Ethiopia, British Somaliland, and Italian Somaliland. Okay, it's a victory objective consisting of 5 territories that have to be acquired by the Axis as well. Okay, let's go then to the Pacific Islands. Okay, which are this victory objective consists of any 4 islands that are originally controlled by the Allies. For instance, if Japan takes a combination of, let's say, Wake Island, Johnston Islands, Gilbert Islands, and New Britain, those are 4 islands that are owned originally by 3 different Allied powers. If the Japanese control any 4 of the several island groups that are controlled or owned by the Allies, it's a victory objective acquired by the Axis powers. Okay, and I'm forgetting one. And what other victory objective I'm forgetting here? I believe. Yes. Last but not least, you have the victory objective for New Rome. Okay, and this victory objective consists of all of North Africa, Greece, and Crete. So, if the Axis control Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Tobruk, Alexandria, Egypt, Greece, and Crete, that is considered a victory objective, okay, and as well. All right, so this basically wraps up the victory objectives. I know they're a little bit detailed. And they're not all easy to achieve. Trust me when I tell you. You can talk to our contenders in the current You TubeWars game, and it's not as easy as it seems. Okay, so just keep in mind, guys, that you do have 2 different types of victory points, and those are the victory cities and victory objectives, which are 2 different types. The victory cities are the 16 originally owned or possessed, no, actually not owned, the original 16 victory cities found throughout the entire map of the Axis and Allies game map, okay? Then you have your victory objectives, which are the territories or group of territories that you have to take in order to achieve the victory points or victory objectives that you need in order to win the game, which is composed of 12 victory points by the end of round 8. Okay. All right. I hope I wasn't too wordy. Excuse me. I know that the BBR is a little bit complicated. It's initially it seems a bit overwhelming and hard to explain, but I hope that at least I was able to try to shed some light on the BBR or on this subject. If you guys want to actually look at a real good video, watch a good video, go ahead and click the link that I provided in the description box, where Sired goes into great detail with much specificity, explaining the entirety of the BBR. All right, guys, I hope that this helped out and that you guys got something out of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, don't forget to hunker down and play as always.